truer. They remarked, those who attended her burial, that Céline sighed in her sheet, like a saint, when the first spadeful of dirt splashed onto her face, as if she were a burning woman sensing the cool water that might ease her agonies. When Charlotte was a girl, her father had delighted in frightening her and her brother with descriptions of the wild horde who roamed the countryside with the strange Alquin at their head, leading fresh souls to the underworld. Sometimes he would tell her of having spied this unruly parade of the dead on the previous night, and how he had been forced to bar the door against their entrance. And now, on some nights, in the midst of this latest outbreak of fever, she heard the sinister gambolling of the wild horde as it passed through their country, the hem of Alquin's cloak swishing in the dirt, fingers scratching his bristly chin as he pondered where next to make his dreaded visit. Yes, thinking. In the morning, Charlotte's husband, Michel Picot, left their cottage to organize the sale of several horses in a nearby town, but Charlotte forbade her young son Nicholas to go outside unless he needed to shit. Already she had lost 3 children, 2 daughters in the same year to fever, and a son who couldn't survive his infancy. She would not lose another. No. The thick curtain lapped at the window frame. They crouched in near darkness, a single candle burning, silent, their hands wedged beneath their thighs as if already entombed. Nicholas was afraid and sullen, and he spoke even less than usual. He had always been easily frightened, and now he sat on the edge of the bed, rocking back and forth, occasionally murmuring prayers, his head overflowing with crickets. The other villagers also remained indoors if they could. Occasionally they called out encouragements to each other. "Still alive over there, are you, my dear? Have courage. It will be over soon enough." There were more prayers offered to Saint Roch and his faithful dog. Prayers they had all offered before, with limited success. From the center of their low ceiling, in a hard shaft of sunlight, a spider dangled on her silken thread. The sight of the creature chilled Charlotte because, as everyone knew, it was bad luck to see a spider in the morning. Charlotte watched the creature for a long time, thinking how like an abyss must this room be for one so tiny. Did she feel fear, this spider, spinning around on her thread? What did she see with her tiny eyes? Did she wonder at the largeness and strangeness of this world? The tiny black creature hung there for a long time, revolving slowly, as if admiring the room and its meagre fittings, before clambering, leg over leg, back up her thread. At that time of the year, the days were hot and long, but Charlotte was nothing if not patient. She and Nicholas and Michel would outlast this fever. Yes, she and Nicholas and Michel would outlast this fever. In this way, time passed. But when it came, it came, just as she feared it would. Chapter 2. 3 days later, the villagers filed into the cottage and said their prayers over Michel Picot's body before they arranged themselves on the low bench along the wall to mutter and pray. It was late afternoon. At times the dark cottage overflowed with the earnest sounds of devotion, and this comforted Charlotte somewhat. When the cottage became too crowded, the village men gathered outside in the warm breeze, smoking their pipes and talking in low tones. The women stayed indoors, moving around unhurriedly, like murmuring ghosts. Charlotte listened vaguely to their condolences, to their assurances as to Michel's entry into heaven, of the friends and relatives he would surely encounter there, his children, his parents,